47% of Americans can't cover a $400 emergency expense. Not $400,000, $400. And here's what should terrify you. That number isn't just the uneducated. It's not just dropouts. It includes doctors, engineers, PhDs, people who read books, understood material, graduated with honors, and still ended up one transmission failure away from financial disaster. Now picture someone else. A guy barely finished high school, reads maybe 2 books a year and one of them has pictures, never touched a spreadsheet, couldn't explain compound interest if you held a gun to his head. He owns 3 businesses. His investments run on autopilot. He sleeps 8 hours. What the hell is happening? Machiavelli watched this exact pattern unfold in Renaissance Florence 500 years ago. Exceptional minds, philosophers, diplomats, strategists, dying penniless, while merchants who could barely sign their own names accumulated generational wealth. He didn't just observe it, he lived it. And what he discovered will make you uncomfortable, because the problem was never intelligence. It was where intelligence gets aimed. I'm going to walk you through 6 specific traps. Each one was designed by evolution to protect you. Each one feels like wisdom from the inside. And collectively, they've probably cost you more money than every bad investment you'll ever make combined. Here's how this works. Threat first, relief second. Every trap gets a name, an example that'll make you squirm, and then the exact way out. But first, do something right now. Pause. Go to the comments. Type a number. Just a guess. How many of these 6 traps have you already fallen into? Write it down. I'll wait. At the end, we're checking that number. And I guarantee it's higher than whatever you just typed. There's a word for what you do, and you're not gonna like it. Research porn. Here's the cycle. You stumble onto something that could genuinely change your life. Let's say real estate investing. Your brain lights up. This could be IT. So you do what educated people do. You study. You watch 17 hours of YouTube on cap rates, cash flow, BRRR method, house hacking, syndications. You buy 3 audiobooks. You join the Bigger Pockets forums. You download spreadsheets comparing markets, Columbus versus California, tax implications, school district ratings, appreciation projections. Then you discover Helix. So you research that too. Then you realize commercial real estate has different rules. More research. Be honest. How many ideas are you currently researching right now? 3? 5? 7? Here's what's actually happening inside your skull. Every book you finish gives you dopamine, the exact same neurochemical reward as real achievement. Your brain cannot distinguish between learning about success and experiencing success. So you keep learning, and your brain keeps rewarding you. It's a closed loop, a chemical cage. Now, let me show you something brutal. Picture a gym. 2 guys walk in on January 1st. First guy, let's call him the analyst, spends 2 weeks researching programs. Push-pull legs or bro split. High volume or intensity. He watches form tutorials. He buys supplements. He reads studies about optimal protein timing. Second guy just shows up, grabs dumbbells, does whatever feels hard. His form is ugly. His program is nonsense. But he's there, every day. 6 months later, the analyst is still optimizing his routine. The other guy has visible results. Ugly results, but real ones. That's the trap. Machiavelli addressed this in chapter 25 of The Prince. Fortune, he wrote, reveals herself to the bold, not the prepared. She doesn't wait while you organize your notes. She doesn't pause for one more book. Research wasn't protection. It was a paper prison, and you built every wall yourself. The fix, 72 hours. That's your window. From the moment you identify a real opportunity, you have exactly 72 hours to take one action you can't undo. Not research. Not watch one more video. Something irreversible. Open the brokerage account and deposit money. Register the LLC. Make the offer. Send the cold pitch. If 72 hours pass and you've only consumed more information, kill the idea, or admit you were never serious. The year was 1513. Machiavelli had just been arrested, tortured, and exiled from Florence. The political career he'd spent decades building, destroyed overnight. He moved to a small farm outside the city, and every evening he would do something strange. He'd take off his muddy work clothes, the clothes of a disgraced, forgotten man. He'd wash himself. Then he'd put on the robes of a courtier, the clothes of someone who mattered. And in those robes, he would write The Prince, the book that would outlive every single person who had exiled him. He didn't write it for applause. He wrote it because the idea demanded to exist. Now ask yourself something uncomfortable. How many decisions have you not made because of what someone might think? Your parents wanted you to be a doctor. Your friends think side hustles are cringe. Your partner worries about risk. Your co-workers would judge you if you failed publicly. Every single one of those people has a veto over your life, and you handed it to them. You're really going to quit your job for that. Shouldn't you have more saved up first? What if it doesn't work out? What will people say? Sound familiar? Here's what the approval trap actually costs. A woman I know, Ivy League MBA, sharp as a knife, spent 4 years at a consulting firm she hated. Why? Her parents bragged about her job at dinner parties. That was the entire reason. For years of her life, gone for someone else's dinner conversation. The people whose opinions you're protecting don't pay your bills. They don't lie awake at 3 a.m. staring at your ceiling, wondering where the years went. You do. Now here's the person who escaped this trap. They heard the same voices, same doubts, same criticism, but they made a calculation you haven't made yet. Disapproval from other people is temporary. Disappointment with yourself is permanent. Machiavelli's most quoted line gets misunderstood constantly. It is better to be feared than loved. But he wasn't talking about cruelty. He was talking about this exact dynamic. When your decisions depend on being loved, you lose the ability to make difficult choices. You become a hostage to everyone else's comfort. The fix, the restaurant test. Next time you're hesitating because of someone else's opinion, ask yourself, if I was at a restaurant and a stranger at the next table disapproved of my decision, would I change it? No. Then why does it matter if the disapproving person happens to share your DNA or your group chat? What's the best business that never existed? The one you've been planning for 18 months. This trap exclusively hunts capable people. Lazy people never fall into it. They don't care enough to plan anything. But you care. You genuinely want excellence. So when you got that idea, the one with real potential, you decided you were going to do it right. You wrote the 30-page business plan. You researched competitors, every single one, including the ones in adjacent markets. You studied why startups fail. You designed the logo 3 times. You agonized over the name for 2 weeks. You built the website. Then you rebuilt the website because the font felt slightly wrong. If you approached dating the way you approach starting a business, here's what would happen. You'd research optimal relationship strategies. You'd study attachment theory. You'd read 5 books on communication. You'd follow dating coaches. You'd analyze every past relationship for patterns. You'd build spreadsheets comparing what you want versus what you need. And you'd never actually ask anyone out. Meanwhile, someone else messaged 3 people on Hinge this week. 1 date was awkward. 1 ghosted him. 1 went okay. He's learning things you can't learn from a book because some information only exists inside real experience. That's the perfect plan graveyard. You're not preparing. You're hiding from judgment. Picture 2 people trying to learn how to swim. Person A reads hydrodynamics textbooks, studies Olympic stroke technique frame by frame, understands fluid resistance at a PhD level. Person B jumps in the pool, swallows water, flails, looks stupid, keeps jumping in. 2 weeks later, person B can swim. Person A can explain exactly why Person B's technique is flawed. But Person A is still dry, still on the edge, still almost ready. An ugly business with actual customers beats a perfect business plan that launches next month. Every time, no exceptions. The fix, instead of launching the masterpiece, launch something embarrassing. Take your giant vision and cut it until a single real person can experience it this week. Not next month. Not after the website is finished. This week. Because reality is the only teacher that doesn't lie. Your predictions are guesses. Customers tell the truth. We need to talk about what happened last quarter. I know. I've been processing it. It's been 6 months. I'm trying to see both sides. This is the neutrality sickness, and it disguised itself as emotional intelligence. Every meaningful part of life eventually becomes less about ideas and more about people. And people create friction. A business partner underperforms. A friend crosses a serious boundary. A client refuses to pay. Someone does something clearly wrong. Now you face a decision. Confront it or let it slide. This is where your analytical mind becomes your enemy, because you can see every perspective. You understand what drove them. You understand your own anger, your own bias. You can argue both sides of the conflict better than either party individually. Every option seems reasonable. Every outcome feels uncertain, so you choose nothing. Here's the gym version. You hurt your shoulder 6 months ago. Not terrible, just a nagging pain on overhead press. You monitored it. You gave it time. You switched exercises, hoping it'd heal itself. It didn't. The compensation pattern crept into your bench press. Then your neck. Now your entire right side is a mess, and what could have been 2 weeks of physical therapy has become 6 months of rehab. Neutrality isn't neutral. Delaying isn't delaying. The bill still arrives. It just arrives with interest. Imagine standing in the middle of a highway. Cars coming from both directions. You can see both lanes clearly. You understand exactly why each driver is going where they're going. Your analysis is flawless. But you're still standing in the middle of a highway. That's what neutrality does. It feels safe because it's still. But stillness in a moving world isn't safety. It's vulnerability wearing a different name. Machiavelli was surgical about this. A prince who refuses to choose sides, he wrote, earns the contempt of the winner and the resentment of the loser. You end up with enemies instead of allies on both sides. Standing in the middle doesn't protect you. It leaves you exposed from every angle. The fix: the next time you're frozen because both sides feel reasonable, treat that paralysis as your signal, not your excuse. Pick a direction. Say the uncomfortable thing. Make the call. You can fix a wrong decision made quickly. You cannot fix a right decision that was never made at all. Every dollar invested at age 25 becomes approximately $12 by retirement. Every dollar invested at age 45 becomes about $4. Same dollar, different decade. That's not opinion. That's math. And math doesn't care how many books you've read. There's a lighthouse on a rocky coastline somewhere. The keeper who lives there understands everything about that light. He wrote the maintenance manual. He can explain how the Fresnel lens bends beams across miles of ocean. He knows the mechanical tolerances, the backup systems, the history of every upgrade since the structure was built. Every night, his light guides ships safely to port. Those ships carry cargo. They trade. They generate wealth. The captains, many of whom couldn't explain how a lighthouse actually works, accumulate fortunes moving goods between cities the light made safe. And the keeper? He stays in the tower, understanding everything, participating in nothing, watching other people's ships arrive at destinations his light made possible. His knowledge is perfect. His timing is gone. Pause. That's the compounding cliff. And if you're feeling uncomfortable right now, it's because some part of you recognized the lighthouse. Two people, same starting line, Same empty bank account. Same raw intelligence. Fast forward 20 years. Person A has a business that runs without them. Assets compounding silently. They own the one thing money can't manufacture more of: time. Person B, maybe you, earns a respectable salary. The kind educated people work decades for. But underneath the paycheck, nothing. No income-producing assets. No self-sustaining system. Every month the same loop. Salary lands, bills drain it, scraps remain. Next month I start. You're not lazy. Let's be clear about that. But you're running out of runway. And time never sends warnings. It never taps your shoulder and says, "Last chance." It just keeps passing. Then one afternoon you hear some news. Someone you always consider less capable, they just bought their second property, sold their company, retired at 42. And you smile and congratulate them while something heavy settles in your stomach. You still understand business better. You can still explain precisely how wealth compounding works. But the gap isn't about intelligence anymore. It's about 20 years of compound growth you cannot purchase at any price. The S&P 500 has delivered approximately 10% annualized returns over the last century. At that rate, $500 monthly from age 25 produces over $1.1 million by 65. $2,000 monthly starting at 45 produces just over $750,000. The later starter contributed more than double each month and finished with significantly less. The fix: calculate what 1 month of delay actually costs you, not in guilt, in dollars. $500 monthly at 8% over 30 years becomes roughly $745,000. Each month you delay costs approximately $5,000 in final year value. Put that number somewhere you see it daily. Not to shame yourself, to remind yourself that delay is a purchase. And you're paying retail. Here's something most people don't know about Niccolò Machiavelli, the man who wrote the definitive book on power, the book that taught kings, presidents, and CEOs how to lead, died in relative poverty, exiled, forgotten, living on a farm, wearing muddy clothes by day, writing by candlelight at night. His mind was as sharp as anyone's in history. He understood politics, strategy, human nature, and influence better than the men who ruled Europe. And he never reclaimed the power he wrote about. Knowledge was never his problem. And if you're watching this, it's probably not yours either. This is the only trap you can escape tonight, because it isn't another warning. It's a redirection. Right now, your intelligence is aimed almost entirely at observation, understanding, analyzing, finding flaws, predicting outcomes, winning arguments. You built a magnificent lens. But a lens can't move anything. It can only watch. Take that same engine, same horsepower, same precision, point it at movement instead. Use your analytical ability to identify the next action, not another reason to delay. Use your depth of understanding to make faster decisions, not slower ones. Use that perfectly calibrated bullshit detector to spot opportunities hidden inside imperfect packages. Here's the difference in one sentence. The analyst can tell you why a quarterback threw an interception, coverages, footwork, defensive rotation. The quarterback threw the interception, learned from it, and won the next game. One of them gets paid to understand. The other gets paid to play. Remember the lighthouse keeper? The ships he guided, they're still passing. The light still works. The knowledge is still valuable. But it was never supposed to end with watching. At some point, you're supposed to leave the tower. Get on a ship. Sail towards something you can't fully predict. You understand the risks better than most people. That's exactly why you're still standing on the dock. But here's what Machiavelli knew that we forget. Fortune doesn't favor the person who waits until they're ready. Fortune favors the person who shows up. 3 tools. No more theory. 1. The 24-hour rule. Whatever you've been postponing, take 1 step within the next day. Not after the next book. Not next week. Tomorrow. Send the message. Make the offer. Open the account. Launch the page. 2. Shrink until it's obvious. If the goal feels overwhelming, break it. Then break it again. Keep reducing until the next step is so small your brain can't generate an excuse. Goals that terrify you are just goals you haven't broken down enough. 3. Eat the hardest thing first. Most people start their day with easy wins, emails, admin, small tasks. The reward hits. Then the motivation to tackle real work quietly disappears. Reverse it. Do the hardest thing first before your mind can negotiate. Every day. Eventually it stops being discipline. It becomes identity. Just one more video, and then I'll start. Don't let that be you. There's one decision sitting in your mind right now. You know exactly what it is. The investment, the business, the conversation, the price you've been afraid to charge. That's where your actual life is waiting. Now, go back to your comment. The number you guessed at the beginning. Reply to yourself with the real count. Because if this video worked, it's higher than whatever you wrote. Pause. You never rise to the level of your intelligence. You fall to the level of your action. See you in the next one.